Greetings, brothers and sisters. So one of my viewers sent me this, and um, it's going to involve Madame Xpiration Date, but it's going to start here with Andy Cohen, Paris Hilton, and her mom.
Okay, it's time for my mom's of the day. It goes to Madonna, who said in an Instagram Live that she'd love to do a joint world tour with Britney Spears and reenact their kiss from the 2003 VMAs. We can say with confidence that this is hunky-dory. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's sad and pathetic. But apparently this happened at Paris Britney Spears' wedding. Here's Madame Xpiration Date kissing Britney Spears again because, she's expired and she's doing anything to stay relevant. She's trying to suck out what's left of Britney's soul and sanity. Britney looks so happy and in love. I wish you and Sam all the best. Last night was fun and sweaty. Well, I didn't need to hear that. Britney Spears, royal family, lots of kisses. And it's in Paris Hilton here. Iconic queens, love you so much. There they are again. There she is all by herself. There she is flashing some ghoul. There she is. And she's shrunken down to miniature size. There she is with that dude. And there they are together. Paris Hilton also posted the same picture. Icons only. Had the most incredible time celebrating the fairy tale couple. What a beautiful night. By icons, do you mean has-beens or hags or Babylonian hoes, right? And so Paris Hilton just described herself as an icon. There she is flashing some ghoul leg. There she is with those dudes. There she is with her mother. There she is with that dude. And there they are with those dudes. And that dude must be her husband. And there's her mom giving the peace sign. And it looks pretty unpleasant at this wedding. We'll go to Britney Spears in a moment. But going back to Madonna, this is just pathetic, right? Because this was, semi-outrageous when she was already going on, she was going on her has-been tour back then. She was expiring. She wasn't Madame Xpiration Date, but she was on her way. And now she's doing anything to stay relevant. And, it's just pathetic. It's sad. That's why she's called Madame Xpiration Date, because you just can't let it go. So I'm not covering the January 6th hearing. There's that dude, that Cheney dude. Trump melts down in truth social rant after first January 6th hearing. Now, I'm going to cover the media's coverage of this event. I didn't watch it, not watching it, not interested in it. But I got a few little tidbits here of the way the media is covering it. So this is Huffington Post, and they're saying Trump melts down. And so we go down, here it's his meltdown with these, this is a place called Truth Central. Ivanka Trump was not involved in looking at or studying election results. She had long since checked out and was, in my opinion, only trying to be respectful to Bill Barr in his position as Attorney General. He sucked. That isn't a meltdown, right? That's Trump being Trump. That's normal Trump right there. And again, I'm not a Trump fan like I used to be. I didn't vote for him. I didn't think he was a good president. But I liked him as a character in what I call the show. I liked him on The Apprentice, and I thought he was a funny president. But January 6th, in the post-election, Trump got completely worked, right? And, he should have known by then. I mean, he got worked on the you-know-what. He rushed out the you-know-what. And then all the other things that went along with it. And there should have been a point where he realized that Fox News was against him, the Supreme Court was against him, everybody, the Republican Party was against him, and he was being set up. And he could have just walked away, right? But he rolled out that Rudy Giuliani with his melting face and Sidney Powell, and he just played himself. He walked right into a trap, and he let his dopey followers in there, and it screwed all of us. It got rid of the QBs, but it's created this whole thing that's happening now. And he got completely worked, and, for that, he just, he's played out after that. But he certainly isn't having a meltdown like the news, like Huffington Post says. I never said or even thought of saying, hang Mike Pence. He didn't even think of saying that. This is either a made-up story by someone looking to become a star or fake news. And that's it. That's all they're giving to support this statement that Trump melts down. That's not a meltdown. That's just normal Trump tweeting. You don't call that a meltdown, right? This is, of course it's Huffington Post, but you can't call yourself a journalist if you're posting something like this. And if you're posting something that's this false, right, because that's not a meltdown, then you have no credibility. And that's the problem with the mainstream media. Tucker Carlson throws primetime tantrum during January 6th committee hearing. And so this is from Brian Stelter, and he's, Brian Stelter, he's on CNN, and he sucks, as does CNN.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson. It tells you a lot about the priorities of our ruling class that the rest of us are getting yet another lecture about January 6th tonight from our moral inferiors, no less. An outbreak of mob violence, a forgettably minor outbreak by recent standards that took place more than a year and a half ago, but they've never stopped talking about it. In the meantime...
Okay, so this is not a rant, right?
In the 18 months since January 6th, gas prices have doubled. Drug ODs have reached their highest point ever. The U.S. economy is now careening toward a devastating recession at best. And scariest and least noted of all, this country has never in its history been closer to a nuclear war. Yet the other networks cannot be bothered to cover any of that tonight. Instead, they've interrupted their regularly scheduled programming to bring you yet another extended primetime harangue from Nancy Pelosi and Liz Cheney about Donald Trump and QAnon.
So again, whether you agree with Tucker Carlson or not, you like him, this is false advertising, right? Certainly not a rant.
The whole thing is insulting. In fact, it's deranged, and we're not playing along. This is the only hour on an American news channel that will not be carrying their propaganda live. They are lying, and we are not going to help them do it. What we will do instead is to try to tell you the truth. We've attempted to do that since the day this happened. We hated seeing vandalism at the U.S. Capitol a year and a half ago, and we said so at the time. But we did not think it was an insurrection because it was not an insurrection. It was not even close to an insurrection.
So here it is. It says here, Fox News didn't broadcast this historic hearing with its star anchor saying they're lying and we will not let them do it. Instead, he chose conspiracies, right? Now, that's mainstream media. This is, Huffington Post. That's how they chose to cover this. So there's the official story, and now the official story is the liberal media of CNN, MSNBC, CBS, NBC, ABC, and, the rest of the smaller networks. And social media and everybody agrees that if you don't agree with that story, you're illogical, irrational, you're a crazy conspiracy theorist, you're some right-wing nut job, or whatever else, right? That you have to agree with them because they're just great and logical. And, they use Fox News as sort of a whipping post. I never liked Fox News, but they've copied Fox News' formula, right? Salacious headlines, over-the-top, dishonest headlines, right? Clickbait headlines. Fox News did it for years. CNN and MSNBC didn't do it, and now they're all doing it, right? And so if you're going to copy their tactics and their behaviors, then you're worse because you have more power. Because Fox News is the lone sort of right-wing voice, and Fox News sucks, right? And so there's not any real opposition, and social media is excluding people and stopping people from talking about this, and their algorithms are only recommending what they call authoritative news. And, if you're going to do that, then it better be good, and it's not, right? you can't call these things rants and meltdowns when they're not. That's Tucker Carlson just doing his normal job, and Donald Trump tweeting whatever that new Truth Social thing is, whatever it is, right? And, I mean, I don't care. Like, it's just all a part of the show, but they're embarrassingly hypocritical, right? I mean, that's just, you have no credibility, even though you're claiming that you have the right story and everyone else doesn't, right? Then one of my viewers sent me this from MSNBC, and they're discussing how their narrative is being shaped by award-winning documentarian.
Speaking of telling a story, I do want to ask you about the presentation, the video itself. The committee tapped a former top broadcast executive, James Goldston, a former president of ABC News, and in full disclosure, my former boss, to advise in the production of tonight's primetime hearing. He's somebody who's worked on documentaries, including My Life with Michael Jackson, which was an incredible documentary. He's
perfectly qualified.
Produced election specials, debate specials. He knows what he's doing. Why do you think the Democrats needed to bring in a heavy hitter when it comes to the production of this primetime hearing?
A heavy hitter? Why are they bringing a guy who's,
to the American public?
Wagging the dog?
Tom, the committee wants to grab people who aren't tuning in looking for news. They want.
Wait, what did you just say? Wait, let's replay that again. What's that? What did you say, bro?
Specials, debate specials. He knows what he's doing. Why do you think the Democrats needed to bring in a heavy hitter when it comes to the production of this primetime hearing to the American public?
Tom, the committee wants to grab people who aren't tuning in looking for news. They want the viewers who maybe turned on the TV tonight looking for CSI or The Masked Singer, okay?
They want people who are watching CSI or the incredible intelligent people that watch The Masked Singer.
They need the people who have not been following this investigation every step of the way to see the story they are trying to tell and to stay in their seats.
Plus this guy, look at how happy he is and
watch it. And for that, the committee wanted professional assistance here to make sure they weren't just giving people another Washington story about what happened on
Washington story. You mean they wanted to create a narrative that would be compelling to people who watch The Masked Singer. So the Democratic Party wants to sell their narrative to Masked Singer watchers, right? Is that what you're saying here, bro?
On January 6th, that they were providing a compelling message about what they say was a threat that started the moment Donald Trump lost.
Okay, so that's how the media is covering this thing, right? Now, I watched maybe a minute of this thing so far, and I don't want to watch it because, like I said, can't really cover it and don't really care about it. But the media is exaggerating and then also they're saying that the Democrats have used professional Hollywood movie producer to create a narrative that's compelling to Masked Singer watchers and CSI aficionados. And so that's that. So here, Britney Spears and Sam Agassi gets restraining order against Jason Alexander. The guy apparently showed up at their wedding. And then Britney Spears and Sam Asghari wedding. See the photos. There's the photos, the happy couple. And there's the gown. There's those dudes. We saw that already. Okay, nothing to see here. And then Lance Bass claims Britney Spears still has a wall around her post conservatorship. Have you been able to get in touch with her? He said, not at all. It's just, there's a wall around her. And for some reason, those people don't want her old friends involved in her life. So no Lance Bass with her new handlers. Amber Heard spotted getting off a private jet after Johnny Depp trial loss. There she is walking into a car. So she's still riding private jet. So, Amber's going to be all right. Amber Depp, she's going to be all right. See, they can call people crazy conspiracy theorists. They can say anybody who doesn't agree with their official narrative is somehow misinformed and denying the facts and denying the science. But it's all crazy. Their news is crazy. Our country is crazy. Everything about it's crazy. Everything's exaggerated. Everything's spin. Everything's hype. Everything's dishonesty. Everything's lies. Everything's unnatural human behaviors. And it's just getting worse, right? And they can say whatever they want. They can, push whatever agenda they want, right? But we're going farther and farther away from what makes us like the best part of us, what makes us connected to the source and divine and, our internal connection to God. And so got a long video I'm posting right now on heartfulness. So I just want to get this up as well. And I'll post something on my other channel tomorrow. But for now, only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely pointing from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.